Double podium, people. What is going on? Welcome to McLaren Fan TV. Guys, how are we here? Isn't it great to be a McLaren fan, as we've seen straight away in the comments section? I'm joined with my co-host, Mahad from the Pit Stop Fracas. Mahad, we are sitting here, mate. Double podium in Japan. And how the hell are we here, man? Honestly, what is going on?
Like I said, this is like a fever dream. I don't know what's happening right now. This is unbelievable, considering where we were in Bahrain, even considering where we were mid-season. To see where we are now and us getting a comfortable double podium. Nobody was near us. Obviously, Max Verstappen's down the road, but everybody else, they were nowhere near us. It was absolutely fantastic performance.
Honestly, I mean, look at big up the crew. By the way, Drea, big up yourself, of course. Isn't it great? Of course, it's great. It's definitely great to be a McLaren fan. Man, Raj, I see the Alpine, I see the Alonso on the avatar, but McCooking is exactly what we are doing right now. That is exactly what it is. Guys, the hashtags, please.
In Stella, we trust.
Knock on McLaren's Twitter handle. Knock on that door and start quote tweeting hashtag in Stella, we trust. Bro, I am so lit, man, right now. I don't even know. Like, obviously, look, it's not a race win and whatever else, right? And you can get excited and blah, blah, and all that kind of thing. But, bro, like, look where we were, man. You mentioned Bahrain. Like, you can't even go with it lightly. Like, we were in the dumps, bro. We were in the gutter. We were slower than Haas. I see Fittipaldi, the young Don, talking about how I saw the McLaren at the start of the season. It was behind the Haas. That's the Haas driver, reserve driver talking there. And look at it now. You know what I'm saying? Leclerc's getting frustrated with us. You know, Mercedes getting frustrated at the pace. How on earth, people, are we double podium? The first double podium. Oscar Piastri.
Hold on. What? Rookie podium.
Rookie podium. You know, P2 in qualifying. I mean, we will get into it. We'll dissect it and chop it up a bit. But TSJ also, as you say, in Stella we trust. I see the hashtag. Look, Z in there as well. We got Amon in there as well, yeah? 100%. Steph Lowe, big up yourself. What a weekend in Suzuka. The next win is so close. Mahad, how close is this win, mate?
I could smell it. It's one Max Verstappen DNF. It's just there. It's just there. Think about it. If Max Verstappen doesn't exist, that's 4 wins. This year.
What's Lando got? Like, what has he got? Has he got 3 P2s this season?
He's got 4.
4 P2s this season.
Hungary, yeah. Silverstone, Singapore, Suzuka.
Hell.
If Max didn't exist, we'd have 4 wins. That's just the testament.
That's the testament, and that's just not Max, not that it's Red Bull. If Red Bull don't exist, if Max don't exist, because we still got another Red Bull driver in there, but it don't matter.
And in reality, it kind of shows. Look, we can swing on the rest of them guys. Bro. Your Mercedes, your Ferraris, how much times are we going to be best of the rest? Yeah, that second spot is coveted.
Honestly, it's incredible because as much as we had hope, as much as we spoke about what could be potential, we spoke about upgrades, we've spoken about personnel, we've spoken about structure, we've spoken about facilities, but to see it all come together, sometimes that stuff doesn't always just gel early doors. Sometimes that takes a while to sort of come together. It doesn't mean that you've made the wrong decision or whatever else. It just can take time. But my God, I can't believe what I'm seeing, bro. Like when I saw Oscar hit that P2 in quali, I said, there's no way this car is for real. There's no way. This car cannot be for real like this. And by the way, have you noticed, yeah? Have you noticed our podiums, or let's say our good results, our great weekends, have come when the liveries are slightly changed. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
P2 twice in a special livery.
Listen.
And then we got another P2 in the other special livery, in the stealth livery. Oh, come on.
That's what
just change the livery, lads.
Just change it. You know what?
Every race, just change it.
Big up to Ricky Bobby 09. You're done though. Says P4 in the Constructors Championship. Here we come.
You are absolutely correct, Ricky Bobby. You are correct. Aston Martin are finished.
Aston Martin, where are these people? Where are they? Where are the team that started off?
What I want to know is, where is the Dan Fallows hype? Everybody's like, yeah, Dan Fallows. Look what he's doing. He's cooking. He's knew his number 2. Guess what? Knew his old number 2. Pete Prod cooking. Something
Correct me
crazy.
if I'm wrong, yeah. I swear Oscar's above Lance Stroll, the drivers.
Yes, of course. Come on. We don't need to check that.
Yeah?
We don't actually need to check that.
We don't
We don't even need to verify that information. We already know he's above Stroll.
All we need to know right now is that we are 50 points behind Aston Martin. Aston Martin, wake up. Okay?
Wake up.
Wake up. You know what I'm saying? We've got that different knock. You know what I'm saying? We got to Daniel Monteiro. What's going on, brother? With the high-speed nature of Qatar, Max and the McLarens will probably crush everyone else. See, that's the thing. Go.
I was watching the onboard of Qatar. We're going to absolutely fry everybody. It's insane. But carry on.
Oh, you what? You're a believer. You're hearing Daniel.
Bro, have you watched the onboard of Lewis Hamilton's lap in Qatar? That place is just high-speed corners all over the gaff. It's a MotoGP track.
Yo, I mean, on that point in terms about, Max and McLaren's will probably crush everybody. Forget Qatar right now. We'll get to that. But what did we see take place in Suzuka? Because the Ferraris and the Mercedes, where were they? Where were they? You know what I'm saying? And we weren't that far. I mean, we were far behind Max, don't get me wrong. But not far where he's normally dunking on guys on 30 seconds and 45 seconds and a minute. He couldn't pit to go make a fastest lap. He would have got eaten. That is a testament to what's going on. And I can't see what's behind us. You know what it was? I can't see what's going on behind us. Yo, what's happened, Mahad? What has happened? What is going on?
And I don't think, obviously, Lando and Oscar did a fantastic job all weekend trying to maximize that car. And in the race, Lando's pace was insane, bro.
Yeah.
If Perez didn't hold him up for 10 seconds, do you know how far ahead he would have been? Ahead of the fastest Mercedes car, not fastest Ferrari car. We're talking maybe a pit stop ahead of him.
Mate, it's crazy to think that. It's crazy to think that that's where we are. We're still complaining because Perez has held us up. We could have done even better. Oscar's saying about how didn't really show my best pace today. You know what I'm saying?
Oscar was happy with it. Elite mentality. He said, "Oh shit." He basically said, "I'm shit. I want good."
Take your third, and run to Melbourne with that third. You know what I'm saying?
The fact that he was slow as hell and didn't maximize that race and still finish third. That's how far ahead we are of the others.
Brother, what is going on, man? We were praying for days like this. We dreamed for days like this. The fans, the people listening to McLaren Fan TV for a season and a half have been asking for nights like these. I can't believe it. I'm going to go back and watch the first episode of McLaren Fan TV just for the sake. I'm going to watch all the funerals that we've had to have when we were in black. Remember we were blacked out with the stunners.
All in black.
You know what I'm saying? We were all in black. Miami, places like that. Start of the season, Bahrain. Last season we were having, we were rinsing Daniel Ricciardo. We had enough. We had enough last year. And this year it was a slow grind. But what the hell is going on? I cannot understand it. Big up to everybody that's commenting right now on the channel. Please make sure you smash a like on this video. For McLaren, for goodness sake, okay? P2 and P3, smash a like, okay? For the fact that you're even on the stream right now, smash a damn like. And if you want to see McLaren overtake Aston Martin, you better smash that like button. You understand what I'm saying? And subscribe to the channel.
Another thing that we haven't pointed out is that Oscar Piastri is ahead of both Esteban Ocon and Gasly.
Hello!
He's old employers.
That was our competition.
Remember when they used to say, "Oh yeah, Alpine's a better run outfit." Somebody was doing a lot of comparisons in here. What's his name? Put him up. Put up our brother Aldas.
Here he is. Let me see. What's he saying? Okay, big up to Aldas. Yeah, saying
Aldas. I remember your comments about comparing Alpine with McLaren. Now look.
Yeah, I swear he's got a couple videos as well. You know what I'm saying? Asking what's going on.
I remember them tweets, brother.
And them tweets, listen, he knew what he was doing. He was trying to trigger everybody. Remember, you support Everton, first and foremost. But secondly, ever to put disrespect on the McLaren name. We told people at the start of the season, we said, just wait. Wait for us.
Wait. McLaren did not enter the season with a car that was upgraded. No, everybody else came with a new car. We did not come with a new car. We said, wait.
Big up
Don't bring
Aldous.
something.
Big up Aldous.
But big up Aldous legend.
Listen, listen, we eating. You know what I'm saying? We eating.
All of us as a community are eating.
We are all.
Every other day, I keep finding a tweet of someone speaking crazy at the beginning of the season. Or even middle of the season. People speaking crazy on our name in June.
Bro, it's madness. It's madness. Musab
says we are 3 months later.
Honestly,
June we were shit. We were shit. We are September now.
What was the first upgrade? We were hanging on. We were
Baku.
Hopefully, was it Baku? We were
hanging. Bang, brothers. Actually, it did because it was a change of philosophy. It changed the direction of where we were going, but it didn't give the impact that we were expecting. But that Austria upgrade.
The Austria one, it just come out the blocks flying. Said, what's going on here? What is going on here? Musab says, it's good to be back. You don't know. Drea says, nobody would have ever believed this could be possible. I'll tell you what, though. Drea, we were here together. We were all here hoping, hanging off Mika Hakkonen's words. Because we said he's either a madman or there's something he knows.
He knew. We said he knew. Because why would he say that if he didn't know?
Bro.
He said they'll be fighting with the Red Bulls. What are you talking about? Nobody else is fighting with the Red Bulls. We're technically not fighting with Red Bull. We're fighting with one.
Not yet. But you heard Lando post race. You heard Lando on that team radio. We are coming for you, Red Bull. Huh? And you know Lando is
Think about it like this. Think about it like this, people. Think about it like this, yeah. Let's take a step back and let's get some perspective on where we're at as a team at the moment. So that was our last upgrade for the year. So no more money going into this car. That upgrade has been worked on for a very, very long time. I think since the summer break, before the summer break, especially the rear wing and so on. That was even before that. I think I was supposed to be in Hungary. So this is the stuff that was in the pipe work for a long time. The new car went into the wind tunnel before summer break, into the new wind tunnel, and has been worked on. We have the benefit of being 6 of the constructors before Canada. So we get the full benefit of the wind tunnel time and ATR time and everything that we need. So we're already got an advantage over our competition with more wind tunnel time and our car being developed there. Now I expect all heads and eyes to be looked at 2024, kind of testing 2024 parts out on this car. We should be out the blocks. Bahrain 2024, we should be out the blocks on smoke.
Out of the bro. Guys,
we should be dunking on Ferrari and Mercedes immediately.
Enjoy this winter, McLaren fans. Yeah, enjoy this winter. Drink it in. Just know that the man them in Woking and the girl them in Woking are gonna be working. Yeah, they are gonna be working because I'm telling you, Mahad, no word of a lie. We need to be on smoke round 1, and just knock on that door of Verstappen and say, "You, rude boy, you had no competition last year. Yeah, but in come the McLaren gang for sure. We need to be out the blocks flying. You know, like 100%. How Ferrari did the 1-2 in 21 last year, 2022. You know what I'm saying? The way they just came out 1-2, bang. It's like flipping. It was a gunshot to Red Bull, which they responded on obviously later on. But that's the kind of smoke we need to be on next season. Well, and it's crazy. Like, should we be there 2024? Should we be like?
I don't think we're ahead of schedule. That's way ahead of schedule. But I want to. I'm not saying that we're going to fight for a championship next year. I'm not expecting that. No. But we need to be in the tail end fighting for wins.
I need a race win. I need a race win.
We definitely need a race win. And the thing is, like Stella said this a couple of weeks back. Look, we're limited right now because the chassis of the car is kind of not the chassis that we need to kind of unlock the other 50% that we need on this car to kind of bridge that gap to Red Bull. So this new car will be a brand new chassis. It should be able to optimize these upgrades even better. And we can kind of really, really push because we've got a solid platform moving forward now. So, and I feel like we're definitely at an advantage over Mercedes and Ferrari and so on. We're definitely at an advantage. So we have to take advantage of that because there's no excuses to not even. We have to be at least on level terms with them coming out of blocks.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as well, you know, it's great. One thing we know well, what Zach can do, what Andrea can do, what the prod, the gang, what they can all do is work from a deficit and try and claw back. It's a different kettle of fish and a different pressure to have their expectations now to actually perform and do well, because nobody expected us to be doing well. And so really pressure's off. No one's really watching us until we rocked up in Austria and it was like, what the hell is going on over at McLaren, right? Now, slowly but surely, people are going to be like, okay, the McLarens are for real. What are they going to do with that now? It's a bit like Aston Martin. Start of the season, Aston Martin, nobody really kind of knew, unless you were like paying attention over there. Nobody really knew what was going on with Aston Martin. They came out the blocks flying. It was like, yo, first race win that's not going to be a Red Bull, will be an Aston Martin, no doubt about it, blah, blah, blah. And now they got to that level of like, okay, here's where they are. Let's see what they do from this moment on. And they've gone backwards.
It's all eyes on us now. The expectations are, and I think that can only benefit because now we will maybe blanketly ignored for most of the season and vehemently criticized.
Oh, for sure.
As a team, say, hey, look, these guys need to get it together. Sack Zach Brown. These guys don't know what they're doing. And we knew, as within McLaren fans, we were reading, we were hearing the words of Andrea Stella, understanding that there's something cooking and there's been a change in philosophy and what's happening at this moment in time. And it's actually just building on something that basically a solid platform that Stella built in 2019 when we had that kind of success in 2021 on that car. So every upgrade is banked. That's all I can say. Do you know how crazy that is? Because I see other teams doing upgrades and they do not work at all. And that shows a fundamental misunderstanding of their car. They don't actually understand their car. Yeah. Red Bull understand their car. So when they bring an upgrade, it banks. Same way we understand the car and we understand what's necessary, but we're limited in terms of the chassis of the car. So I expect us to make those strides forward. And now we've got the scrutineers, we've got the eyes on us.
That's it.
Because we're making noise now and we're showing that, look, we got pace in this car. Obviously not to the Red Bull, and we're maybe a step behind. And if that decision was made about James Key was made earlier, maybe would be closer to Red Bull at this moment in time, because Red Bull had some tweaking and some figuring out to do early in 2022 and then got to where they got to now with a solid platform. So we might be maybe a couple steps behind what we're moving forward. And there's a lot of teams that are stagnating at this moment in time.
This is it. And as Daniel says, bro, that P6 wind tunnel is going to hit like crack. You're damn right it will do. Daniel goes on to say as well, we know we're cooking because Hamilton is out here saying they have to pull out a McLaren in the off season. That's what we're going to be calling.
Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. Do you know why nobody's doing that? Yeah.
Why?
Because nobody's doing that, because the last time a team has made progress the way we made progress was McLaren in 2009. And the time before that was McLaren in, was it 2003 or 2004? I can't remember. Yeah. So this ain't happening, brother.
Woo.
Unless there's a complete change of philosophy. If there's a complete change of philosophy, they're going to be where we were in Austria. So they're going to be behind.
Yeah. No, facts.
So listen, I've been holding back this take here, but I do not believe Mercedes will be ahead of us in the constructors in 2024 or 2025.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy shout, but I don't genuinely believe that they're going to be ahead of us in the constructors in 2024 or 2025. They're too late. It's too late. They have to reset in 26. It's done.
What do you reckon then? So with a comment like this from Aldash, if McLaren don't show progress in 24, race wins, like for example, do you think Lando will look to break the contract and go to Red Bull for 25?
I think if there's solid podiums there, then I don't think he breaks the contract. If there's wins there, he's definitely just going to sign a new contract. If he gets 2 or 3 more wins, if he gets 2 or 3 wins in the year, he's going to sign a new contract. If it's just podiums, he might just wait for the 2025 contract to expire and then try to look elsewhere for 2026. But at minimum, we've got to win races next year, man. Look how quickly we've got podiums. Podiums is not enough, man. Lando's got 10 podiums. Half of them are P2s. How many times are you going to get that close?
Yeah,
I'm the same as Perez, yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, it's lesser drivers have got what wins. People, account you on your wins. And in reality, if the Red Bull wasn't as far ahead as it was, we're looking at a situation where he could have had multiple wins this year. from a car that he's got the same amount of P2s this season as P17. This is unheard of. Got 4 P17s, 4 P2s. Yeah. I've never heard of that in a F1 season. But in reality, if they don't show progress to the point where they are challenging for wins, and it really is dependent on how far Red Bull. If Red Bull take another step, what can you do? Right?
Yeah.
If they just dominate the field again and do what they did this year, and they've taken another step, even though we've taken a step forward, what can you do? You can really just hope for luck, because it's so weird because so many drivers have wins from just luck.
Yeah, exactly. It's fallen.
And Lando has not had. He had 0 luck wins. No, do you know what I'm saying? That is the only time that he had the opportunity to win was in Italy, where it was team orders and he's not allowed to overtake Ricciardo. And then Sochi, where he had the worst luck in the world and he was absolutely dominating for 90% of the race. And that's not a luck win. That's not a luck win. He would have converted the pole. That would have been
don't bring that up. Yeah, this is a day.
And today is the anniversary. Today's the anniversary.
Imagine. Oh God. Thank God we're not there.
Yeah.
Let's go back there and rectify it.
I would expect him to go because he's in a different path to what Oscar is. You can't go that many years without winning.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
He's not Nick.
To answer the question, yeah, if there's no progress, then yes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, at the end of the day, like if you do not progress, we don't get race wins, or he's not sniffing the race wins at all, then yeah, there'll be cause for concern. But I don't like what Aldas has done on a day when we got double podiums. Yeah,
you're asking these questions.
Asking such questions already. I'm already worried. I'm already scratching my head like, yo, is he gonna sign that?
No. Do you know what though? Do you know what? There's some positive talks. Stella said they're having the conversation, so the dialogue's open already. If there's situations where there's a race win on the line and something of his fault stops him from winning, that's not going to be something that he can blame the team on. But if it's a situation where we've never ever given him the car to win a race, or we've had a strategy blunder again and it's stopping him from winning races, then yeah, obviously he has to look elsewhere, because we're looking at what year 6, year 7 in his career. We can't be having no wins. Come on, man.
Yeah. He needs to pull up with them wins. Masab says, I'm actually hyped for next year with Merck and Ferrari having to change concept, something we don't have to do as we're so similar to Red Bull. Look at our suspension stuff.
Yeah, we've got the same suspension as Red Bull already, and that we had that from the jump from last year, but we just went absolutely shit on the aero stuff. We had 0 aero efficiency, and now we have all the aero efficiency in the world. So now it's really just tweaking that mechanical side of things and tweaking that chassis. So hopefully we can get to the point where we can slowly bridge that gap between Red Bull. Because at the end of the day, yeah, let's say Verstappen's in a situation where he's still winning races at Canton like how he is at the moment, yeah?
Yeah.
Perez is vulnerable. We can fist him up. If we're close, we're getting 2 frees.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we could possibly maybe challenge in the constructors, maybe not the drivers, but it's there in it. It's there to take. What I'm concerned about is what our step is relative to. We need to make a similar type of jump next year with the car, and we need to be showing that, look, we're levels above Mercedes and Ferrari. I'm not even including the AM anymore. I don't care.
We're not even including them. Big up to the livery gang that's saying, look, we don't have that curse. Absolutely. And we need a change. We need to change for liveries for every single race, just like NASCAR. We've got
enough sponsors, ain't we?
Oh, we got enough sponsors. Let's have a Jack Daniel livery. You know what I'm saying? We had our Chrome livery. What other spot? We got the Velo one.
Whiskey livery.
Whiskey, you know the ones there. Masab says we're in a perfect position to maximize wind tunnel time for next season's assault. Absolutely. There is room. Ricky saying Stroll hasn't scored points since Spa.
This guy is horrific, man.
I tell you what, there's something not right. I mean, do you remember that there was a few things we heard, big up to Aldas and Tomo on their show, that we heard about Stroll, and it was like, it kind of puts everything in a little bit of perspective and a bit of context. Not in his favor, mind you, but yeah, it kind of sums up. Like, I kind of look at Stroll in a different way to a degree. He says as well that we're cooking in Qatar. Listen, I hope you guys are right. As you said, I'm going to watch that on board and see how we
all high speed corners, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, all high speed corners. So it'll be good to see.
Medium speed, high speed.
Who's this Ferrari guy? Never heard of him. We got the Ferrari. I don't know what they are. Guys, did you see Lando's pace? Says Drea. Of course, Max was clear, but he was only 0.3 slower than Max, and he had a gap of 25 seconds to Leclerc while losing time with Perez and the virtual safety car. Outstanding.
That's a concern for Ferrari, right? They won a race, and then the next race, they're 25 seconds behind McLaren.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
It doesn't make sense. But you know what?
And they brought a new floor.
But this is what I like about Formula One, isn't it? Just when you think it is bog standard, textbook, you know what's going to happen, you know what's what. You know, Ferrari were deserved winners in Singapore. I mean, I say deserved. They were very tactical. They played it well. Sainz played it well towards that end of that race, right? Because he could have got duppied at the end. But then the following weekend, 7 days later, you know, as you're saying, 0.3, you know, so 25 seconds, you know, to Leclerc. And Leclerc's he was frustrated. He just he can't quite work it out. And especially the Ferrari win this year, the last 2 Ferrari wins are Mr. Carlos Sainz. You know what I'm saying? So it's peak, you know? It's peak. We were enough to annoy Max's strategy, absolutely. You know, Merck and Ferrari had no answer to us. That's what we love to see. You know what I'm saying? Because I was worried about swinging with the Alpine at the start of the season. You know what I mean? Last year, this season, I was concerned about beating them man up. But lo and behold, McLaren have made me feel they've hit me in the feels this year. Big up Z says, I think about Bahrain every single time we finish on the podium. I can't believe where we are. Honestly,
we were last. We were last. We were the slowest car. Do you remember Will Buxton and all these guys when they did their notes of where the cars were? We were last all over the gaff.
We were dead last, man. Listen, guys, big up yourselves that are commenting. There's so many comments in the comment section. Smash.
I'm gonna still say, I'm still saying we're last, innit? I don't care. I'm shameless. So today I said, the other day I said double podium in the slowest car. I'm gonna still do it. I'm claiming it.
Oh, we love it all, man. We love it all. Yeah, the Alpine in the listen, Alpine, mid-pine. We don't need to talk about them lot anymore. Yeah, let's point the finger. You know what I mean? But mid-pine, Alpine, you choose. Take your pick. They can't be called Alpine anymore. Lando level with Russell. Is that true?
On the points. Look, he's above him.
Oh my God.
Russell, Mr. George Russell, 1 podium this season.
Yo, done. I see Leclerc as well, bruv. If you sleep,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not worried about Russell. I said I'm looking at Leclerc and Sainz. Sainz might be too far.
Yeah, Sainz is a bit of a stretch. I ain't gonna lie.
But he's got that race win under his belt.
He's got the race win, yeah. But you see Leclerc, bruv. You sleep on the wheel, boy. You sleep on the job. And Lando's he's gonna eat.
It's gonna be 2021 all over again when Lando and Sainz picked Leclerc in the standings. It's gonna be 2021.
Let's talk about Oscar as well, man. Oscar is a star. Driver of the day, by the way, on race day. P2 starting, P3 finish.
What a quality.
What a quality it was. And the best is him and Lando will learn from one another and it will only get better. Lando isn't in his peak yet. And there's still more to come.
I saw a tweet and it said Lando Norris 23 years old, Oscar Piastri 22 years old. And I was like, rah. When you compare their ages to the rest of the people that are in top cars and the rest of our competitors,
we could be here, man.
We could be here for the long run. And obviously, there was big news that we didn't keep our last stream. What was the big news? Oscar Piastri, new contract.
Yeah. Look at that, people. Yeah, Oscar Piastri with the brand new contract. Indeed. And yeah, as we discussed as well briefly, that Lando's in the talks with Andrea, but Oscar staying. I mean, it was always going to happen, wasn't it? Just even without the upgrades, even with whatever else was going on, there was no way. I don't think Oscar was necessarily somebody who was like, yo, if I don't get a proper car, man's moving. And even with McLaren, they would always, they'll be ludicrous to get rid of this guy because he wasn't performing bad at all. The guy was doing better than Daniel Ricciardo before the upgrades. Let's have it right. So I saw a
P8 quality in Jeddah, and I said, I'm sold.
That's all I needed. I needed a Q3.
How are you P8 and you're the slowest car on the streets.
Explain that to me.
And Jeddah's full of straights.
Listen, Oscar's a bad man, you know. Just get to know. He's
Silent killer, man.
He's on his way, and I love the fact that the mentality is elite, man. The guy's not even satisfied with that P3, bro. You got a podium in Formula One, like you was not even in a car last year.
So let's deep it. Let's break down Oscar's weekend before we talk about long term with Oscar. Yeah, let's just dedicate some time to Oscar. Yeah. So Oscar Piastri never driven at Suzuka in these type of cars ever. First time learning the track, so on. P2 in quali. This is unheard of.
It's insane. It's insane.
I don't want to hear that. This is I feel like we've diluted Formula One in terms of the rookies and what standards we should be accepting. This is the level of rookie that should be in Formula One.
For sure.
This is what you should expect.
This is the levels.
Not what we've had in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
With rookies, Mazepins, your Latifis, your Logans, and all these. It's not. This is the levels.
This is the level.
This is the levels, yeah. Then in the race, to just maintain P3 and hold that position, and then say, you know what, I wasn't good at time management. I need to learn that because I was shit in this race. Bang. And it's not like I don't think it's an inherent problem with his time management, because I've seen him manage tires before, because he did like 50 odd laps on hards in Jeddah. Yeah, I've seen him be able to do that. But I feel like maybe the difference in compounds, obviously they change in race to race. Maybe he just couldn't get to grips with that compound, and that's a really high leg track, Suzuka. Mm-hmm. So it's a learning curve. He's going to have to learn that time management bit. Lando's already unlocked that, being 5 years into Formula One. He already knows how to manage tires and look after them and nurse them. And that's something that Lando had to do, because that second stint was worryingly slow. I was extremely, when he did his first pit stop and he did the second stint, I was like, is there something wrong with his car? Because he was so slow. Lando was like 7 seconds behind him and just ate that up in like 3 laps, 4 laps, 5 laps. He's just gone. And I was like, this, and I was looking at the time, I was like, how is Lando half a second faster than you every lap? So then no wonder why they're saying, oh, he's got to move out of the way in terms of team orders and stuff like that. But in general, Oscar, he understood that he was slow. He had to move out of the way, and just it's good to kind of preserve P3. And just in general, Oscar Piastri till 2026, end of 2026. That means we've got him winning new Rex. This is so significant. A lot of these drivers are getting 1-year contracts.
That's a good point.
Getting dragged along. This guy said, you know what? We're seeing you in the new Rex. Don't worry.
Your box office. You will be here.
And he deserves it. Whatever pay rise they give him, he deserves it. But I feel like we're not part of that silly season that's going to be happening in 2024, 2025, because our drivers are sorted. Unless somebody buys out Lando's contract, our drivers are sorted. So you, man, do your thing. Ferrari got 2 drivers out of contract next year.
Love that.
They've got problems.
Love that. Love that. I mean, you know what? Like, you know, as Dre's saying here, I can imagine that you got, you know, proper raise. It's so funny because Zach was saying post race, like, I'm glad that we signed the contract before the P3, because that money would have gone up. It's like, hey, listen, we got him while we can. We've tied him down, which is good. And you know what I'm saying? As you said, it's very, very, very important what you just mentioned there in terms of having him extend into those new regs. This isn't a dilly-dally 1 year. You know, we're not mucking about with this guy. We are serious. We are for real. And as you're saying, you know, Z said here, the difference in terms of the rookies, the difference between Sargent and Oscar.
I think Sargent's too raw. He should have done an extra year in F2, man. I'm not saying Sargent's not talented, because I saw him, man. I saw him in F3, and I saw him in F2. I think this guy's a talented guy, but the situation is just too raw, man. And he can't be in a team like Williams at this moment in time. I feel like he just needs to be in F2, try to get himself into a more dominant team, and try to just get used to these tracks and just get used to getting more experience under his belt, because right now it's not really. And they're probably going to give him a new contract. We'll see what happens. But he'll probably be much better in year 2. But like Sargent and Oscar's night and day, and I think a lot of it because of Oscar's mentality of just not being fazed by anything. He's not fazed by anything. Do you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Kimi.
I see
He gives
you.
me Kimi Räikkönen vibes.
I see you. I see you. Yeah, I love that, man. Just the ice in the veins, the ruthlessness, the steel. You know what I'm saying? The stillness about him, you know? And yeah, he's young, innit? So he's going to be a little... It's like when Kimi was young, early doors, you know what I'm saying? He had a smile on his face. Then he just became cold.
And the mentality after the race was like, yeah, you lot might think I was good that race, but I was shit.
Yeah.
Because in reality, you're in the same car as Lando Norris. You're 17 seconds behind, which is not really a good thing. But that also shows, which we should talk about as well, Lando Norris, outstanding performance.
Oh God, yeah. Norris was phenomenal. Of course, this race, he was absolutely phenomenal. We've become used to it. It's a classic case where if we're not careful, we could become complacent talking about Norris because he does this. This is what he does. You know what I'm saying? He's good. And when he was saying, putting that pressure on the team, saying, look, guys, I'm faster than this Don. And I can go. And he finished, how many seconds ahead of Oscar? Was it like 16 seconds or something
17
like
seconds, 16 seconds are odd. And
so,
then 25 seconds ahead of Leclerc?
You know what I'm saying?
And fourth.
So like, you know, Lando Norris, I mean, you got to understand, like, it's you've got to admire this. I don't know how to put this. I don't know what way to phrase this. But the fact that when we saw this kid come into the team at the beginning, right? How old was he? Was he 19 or have I got that way wrong? I can't remember how old
he was 18.
Was he 18? So he came into the team. And when you look at this guy now, bro, he looks like he acts like a big man. Like he acts like a man in this team. Do you know what I mean? He's not a boy. He's not a kid. He's not a rookie in this at all. Now, of course, granted, he's got all those years, and thank God for people like Alonso and people like, you know, even the Ron Dennises of this world, where he was learning and watching that team in behind the scenes before he got
was very much behind. Yeah, he was behind closed doors. We put him in testing sessions. He was there.
Yeah, exactly. And if there's anything like, you know, thank God for like whatever the term is, the culture, the upbringing that McLaren have. Whatever the case may be, even learning from the science of this world and Ricardo's of this world, whatever it is he picked up and learned what to do and what not to do. Just the progression of Lando Norris is something that is, you know, he's got 4 P2s he's got, yeah?
He's got 4 P2s.
4 P2s. As in overall in his career, I think he's got 5, no? If they include Italy, or is it just the 4, including Italy?
No.
I don't know why.
What do you mean?
Overall, his racing career, his Formula 1
his racing career. No, he's got 5 P2s and 5 P3s.
Yeah. So he's got 5 P2s, yeah? Like, and this is a man who's, doesn't matter what kind of car we've got, he's got P2s somewhere, he's got podiums somewhere. He's been flying around with podiums. You know, in this...
Set man don't get podiums.
Certain man don't get podiums, you know, and he was getting podiums in a car that shouldn't even ever been there, you know, and the levels, man. I mean, teams, you know, as you said, Ferrari have got 2 drivers that are out of contract soon. You know, Red Bull will be looking at the Perez situation. And unfortunately, teams will be looking at Lando because you cannot deny what this guy is doing.
What Lando did in that race is reminiscent of what Max Verstappen used to do when Mercedes was dominating Formula 1.
When they were dominating.
You know them kind of quiet, I'm cooking the rest of the grid, but the car can't compete with the Mercedes right now. That's what he did.
And if he could stop Mercedes, he would be the king because he would finish some P2s every now and again.
But we as a team have not put him in a situation to win races in the last 2 years. Let's be honest about this. There's not been a situation where you put him in, and there hasn't been that luck where the leader's engine just blows up. He's not had any luck whatsoever. So if he continues to push and continues to grind, I don't think it's not going to be one win. It's going to be multiple wins. Yeah. We're talking championships here. So I'm very much just on the reserve side of things that he just needs to keep plugging away. And the team more likely needs to focus and allow him to get a car that's actually can race with Max Verstappen and can get a win somehow, somewhere.
Yeah. You know, the ones because it almost makes you feel like, you know how Singapore was an open goal for people to go and attack Red Bull, right? Like, I'm happy with the P2 in Singapore. Let's not get this twisted. But there's a part of me that does question and think, why did Ferrari get to capitalize on that? You know what I'm saying? Why wasn't Oscar? Obviously, Oscar didn't have the upgrades, but like, why can't we have? You know, what went wrong there?
I feel like what Ferrari do, and they're quite good at that, is targeting certain events where they're like, we can win this race. And they tried to execute that. They tried to do it with Monza. They tried to do it with Singapore, and we don't particularly do that. And I think we should start doing that.
I think
put it all in.
I think you're bang on. We there will be moments where we can target, where we can see if Red Bull look weak, let's go for this. Ricky was saying that I can't wait for Lando's first win. It will shut people up. Listen, that win is pending. You know them ones. Before the approval, it's pending right now. And we're gonna see that trigger. Who knows if Qatar will bless us like that? You know what I'm saying? I need a blow up engine on Max's car. You know them ones. I need an electrical phase.
I need that. I need Max just to say, yeah, the deg is hitting our tires too much. The tire blew up. Or he gets a puncher from somebody throwing something from the crowd. I need something to happen, but I just need Lando Norris to be there and P2 just lurking. Just in case. Because how much people get wins like that?
Oh, yeah. Every season someone gets one. Masab's saying, can I say Lando is a young Mika? A young Mika hack?
I think he might make less mistakes than Mika.
I like how Mika caught that shot. I get your point, though. Definitely.
Shout out to Mika. Mika was unbelievable. Mika kind of reminds me of Leclerc a little bit.
Does he?
It's just unreal speed, but sometimes the mistake is there.
That's a good point.
I've seen Mika crash out from the lead.
Well, that's it.
I've just been like, fuck's sake. But I've seen that like in my childhood. You get me? But I wouldn't say Lando's a young Mika. I don't know what Lando is. Lando's Lando, isn't it, at the moment?
Lando is Lando. Thoughts on Lando breaking Nico's record for most points without a win?
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
And another thing. This is completely separate. Yeah.
Okay.
A completely separate point. But I made a note to myself that I'll mention this on the stream. Yeah. Do not allow people that are not McLaren fans to talk about Oscar and Lando and trying to create a rift. Like there's a beef there. Just don't get involved in it. You don't need to reply to any of these things. Nobody that's within the McLaren fan base or the Lando fan base or the Oscar fan base are beefing each other.
No.
We're just happy to be here. We were P17, P18 the other day. Don't get involved in that. We're not Mercedes where Mercedes and where Russell and Hamilton are doing civil wars. We don't need to be involved in any of that. No. We don't need to be hearing, oh yeah, Oscar's better than Lando. Oh, Lando's better than Oscar. Oh, look, they're doing team warners. Don't get involved in it. We do not care. We do not care.
We don't care. And we should not care.
We got two elite drivers. If it's your logic is, oh yeah, an outsider, think about this. If their logic is Oscar's better than Lando, yeah, then doesn't that mean we've got the best driver lineup? Because how can Lando be your second driver?
For real. No, for real.
That means automatically we've got the best driver lineup. We need to stop this. What about we got two elite drivers? What about you? That's the conversations you need to be having.
Talk to us.
We got rookies getting podiums.
You know what I'm saying? Who's the last rookie to get a podium? Was it Lewis?
I don't know,
Or Seb?
I remember. Let me check.
Whilst you check on that.
I never checked that stat. I never actually checked.
Whilst you check on that, yeah. Dre says, in my opinion, Lando's performance in Suzuka was as good as Max. Just a slower car. I think we can say that for a few times, I feel like there's a few
Lance Stroll, Azerbaijan 2017.
Okay. Lance Stroll. Okay. Where is he now, anyway? Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, interesting point there, Drea. Interesting point. Because I felt like that on a few occasions. If only he had that.
That's how I used to feel. That's how I used to feel about Max. Max 2020 was an unreal season. That COVID season. Max was insane. Yeah? He was insane in that season. It was Formula 1, yeah, which was Hamilton and Bottas. Then it was Formula 1.5, and then there was a huge gap. I don't know how. When you look at the car disparity, I don't even know how Max was keeping up with the WM. There's no way. Insane drives.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about. Like this part of the season from like September, October onwards. I used to watch Max in that Red Bull and see like when Mercedes were dominating, and I would watch Max in that Red Bull thinking, man, he's pulling out stuff, man, where you just think, Will Red Bull get it together? Will they get it right?
Do you know what I think? Do you know what the lay down marker for the 2021 season was when Max absolutely dunked on everybody in Abu Dhabi 2020. The last race, he dunked on everybody. That kind of set the marker for the next year. Hopefully, we do something like that to set a marker.
I can't lie. I thought that was the case in 2019 because in 2019, Abu Dhabi, he won that race as well. And I thought, there's your marker for 2020. But then 2020, you know, as I'm saying, it's a little bit.
I feel like the gap between 2019 and 2020 was. I don't think 2019. Did he win 2019? No, he was good. He came second. I don't think he won 2019.
I thought he won 19.
No, he won 20. And then 2021. That's when Red Bull came out.
I know he won 20. I genuinely thought he won 19.
No, I don't think so.
Because I genuinely don't even remember the last time Mercedes won in Abu Dhabi.
I think they won in 2019.
Who won it in 18? I wonder. I need to double check that.
I don't know, but I remember Lewis winning in 19. 100%.
Lewis won in 19, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, Lando, keep pulling this out, man.
Hey, listen, we just need to
keep making these statement drives, man.
Yeah. Musa was saying here that McLaren want a global improvement, not race.
And I hear that because clearly when Ferrari do that, when they target certain races just so they can win a race, so they can go, yeah, the 4C, whatever. And McLaren want to be like, we're building this so we can compete with Red Bull on race wins every week. I understand that point, but I feel like sometimes we just need to get that win in the bag for Lando now.
Sometimes get that.
I'd say like sacrifice everything just to get that one win, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. If they're building something like a platform where they can actually compete for race wins on merit next year, I will be there.
Is there no race you can look to ahead for the rest of the season and think, do you know what, maybe potential?
Qatar.
Qatar is all there is, yeah? Because
do you know what? I'm going to say this, yeah. This is the stupidest thing I've ever said, yeah. But I think maybe Brazil.
I listen. You see, Brazil,
and we're not even good in slow speed, but I just think maybe Brazil. I'm just saying that. Vegas, we might die.
We might die
in them straights. We might be finished, but we look good on the straight line speed. Did you see this in Suzuka? We were the fastest in the straight.
Come on, what the hell is going on? What is going on? People need to tell me. People need to update me with what the hell is happening. How on earth are we fast on them straights, huh? How?
I don't know, man. Craziness.
Oh man, I tell you what. Big up Nigel. Yeah, big up Nigel. I remember.
You remember?
I remember. Oh, I was there. I was there.
You was there. You was getting cooked. What you on about?
I was getting rinsed. I was rinsed for. What was I smoking? What was I smoking? I'm trying to remember. I was smoking something. Was it the copium? There was something I was doing.
You was doing copium for Andrea Stella, and it worked. In hindsight, what you were spitting was real. So yeah, Cam, we need a rematch, brother.
Killer Cam, we're ready for you, bro.
My brother Cam.
We're ready for you, man. We're ready for you.
It's not about poor will knowledge. Cam's he's a connoisseur of Formula One. Connoisseur.
Absolutely. He knows.
He's a knowledge man. But at that time, he kind of called it for what it is. And he's basically saying McLaren ain't doing the thing. But like I said on this stream before,
the thing is,
I think we're going to be better than Mercedes for the next 2 years. And Mercedes have to reset in 2026.
Oh, thing is, why don't we learn though? I said it on that pod. I said, look, we were here this time last year in terms of at the start of the season, where we were saying what is going on with McLaren. That's been a title that's happened probably once every year the last 3 years. What's happening at McLaren? What's going on at McLaren? What, bro? Like, read the season. Read the season. When you see what's going on, at least we knew what our issues were and we could deal with them. Mercedes haven't got a clue. I mean, look at them last week, right? Look at them on Sunday. That man saw what Sainz and Norris did to win that race and do their thing, and yet they had the opportunity to do the same thing, and they said, you know what? Nah, George, hold that L. Let Lewis go through, and then we'll try and reciprocate what they did last week. Nonsense. They cost themselves the places because George got eaten up by, was it Sainz or Leclerc? They got eaten. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So anyway, yeah.
All right. As well, I don't want to have this discussion about Russell versus Norris anymore. It's a foregone conclusion.
No,
it's a foregone conclusion. What are we doing now?
It's done. You know what I'm saying? It's done. Big up Masab. You're done though, man. We were there repping, man. We tried, man.
And I broke the last lap curse.
Yeah, you did indeed. I said last lap, blood. You were too calm that day, bro. I had to fill the space. Cameron on the burner. Love chaps. What's it called? I'm just being noddy. I need to get you boys on the shakedown ASAP. Look at this Don with the Farage picture, you know.
Oh, mad. Listen, I'm there in it. We need to have. Do you know what? I really want to have this discussion about the trajectory of Mercedes and McLaren at this moment in time. I want to have a discussion with Mercedes fans.
It's a very good question. No, it's a very good question. Listen, listen, I have to take an L those times. Your papaya boys are going on very, very dangerous. They are, and we tried, man. So you saying Sainz over Russell? Ooh.
I can't be like one of those people that like I'm trending and like, oh yeah, Sainz is trending, so let me rate Sainz, because I've never really particularly rated Sainz even when he was at McLaren. So I can't all of a sudden be like, yeah, Sainz. Okay, I'll still say Russell over Sainz.
When you say you weren't rating Sainz even at McLaren, like, what do you mean?
I just didn't, in comparison to Norris, I just felt like he's just got a mistake in him. And I just feel like he hasn't got the crazy raw pace that you think he has.
You know what? You know what I see? You know how I see Sainz, right?
I think he's a very intelligent driver, though.
Sainz, for me, let's say in football terms, he's the Olivier Giroud. Not necessarily easy on the eye, but the numbers are there. The trophies are there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sainz is the perfect number 2.
He's the best number 2 you can find.
He's the best number 2. If Red Bull are smart, they put him in the number 2 seat right now. Even though Jos Verstappen and Carlos Sainz, their dads, just going to be beefing every day. I think he's the best number 2. Because you know what you need for a number 2? Let's break this down, because there's been a lot of talk about number 1.
What better than Bottas?
Listen,
like
Bottas. Do you know what? Do you know what you need? You know what you need for a number 2? You need a number 2 that kind of he has that fire in his belly that he wants to win races and be a world champion, but he doesn't actually have the ability to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So then every time he does lose to your teammate, he just says fair play. But he's good enough to get P2s. Just off straight will.
Yeah.
And I think Sainz will do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Bottas did. Bottas, initially, when he went in there, he had that fire in his belly, like, oh, I could beat Lewis. Look, I'm good. And then every single time it forced Lewis to step up his game and beat him down.
And he smacked him up, and then it would kind of lose the fire out of Bottas.
By the time 2021, he lost it. Because he had a new contract, Alfa Romeo. He knew George was coming in. He just said, it's my day off. But that's what makes a good number 2.
Okay, so peak for peak, yeah? Sainz or Bottas, peak for peak number 2. Who's the best?
Sainz. Bottas has no great racecraft. That's his detriment. Yeah, he has one lap pace and everything like that, but he has no racecraft. So I can't really have a discussion with a racing driver that can't race. Name me 10 Bottas overtake like highlights.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
Exactly.
I'm struggling.
So, but you know I could tell you Sainz once.
There's different, but there's different ways to win a race, isn't it? There's different ways to win a championship, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you got your Mbappe, you got your Haalands and whatever, but you have got your Girouds and Benzema's and whatever else. Like, you got the different type where they're not that pleasing on the eye compared to the others, aka Lewis and Max and so on. But like,
he's crafty. The thing is, the reason why I'll take him over Bottas is because he has racecraft. He's extremely cerebral in his driving. He understands what's going on completely. Another example of this was it Monaco 2022? A very, very cerebral race. That's the reason he beat Leclerc in that race and got P2. Unluckily, he didn't win the race, because if he didn't have the Williams blocking him, he would have maybe won that race over Perez. Because that's a cerebral drive. He understands what's going on. He understands strategy and so on like that. Bottas, I'm not sure. Bottas didn't impress me, man.
Yeah, you wanted him to do well.
Every single year, Bottas was like, "Yeah, I'm a new guy still. Wallahi,
2.0.
wallahi, I'm gonna beat Lewis." Every
Yeah.
January, wallahi, I'm gonna beat Lewis.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
shit, I'm doing it. Get cooked.
And the thing is,
I ain't got time.
no
for
lie
that.
though, he always won the first race of the season, didn't he?
It's true because he was always on smoke at the beginning.
He would win the first
And
race.
Bottas has those highlights and stuff like that. But apart from Monza 2021 and Turkey 2021, he said that this season is his day off. And for me, that's unacceptable as a teammate. Sainz would never do that.
Where was he in Abu Dhabi? Do you know what I mean?
Where was he in Baku?
He was he got duppied, yeah. He signed.
Everybody's talking about, oh yeah, Lewis break magic. Where was Bottas, mate?
Yeah.
In the same car.
Yeah.
He didn't get points either. But away from the point, I just think, Sainz, not better than Russell, but definitely better than Bottas. I think Russell still has that kind of raw talent there that will take him over the edge. And I think Russell drives quite cerebral as well. He's got the same kind of attributes that Sainz has in terms of being smart with the races. I don't know what he's doing recently, and I'm gonna be recording the Pit Stop Racker podcast after this, and you can hear my thoughts on the whole Russell Hamilton situation. But let's keep this strictly McLaren, lads.
What do you think of this comment then? Before we move over, like, am I being harsh for making that comparison about science? Like, I'm not denying the IQ. The IQ is legit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he understands racing, and you'll be so surprised how many Formula One drivers don't understand racing. Certain men don't even know where their position is, where they are in the race.
The man have to look at the screen.
Them man are just driving fast. they're not thinking about what's going on in the race and strategy and so on.
Yeah,
Sainz will never be considered the fastest driver in Formula One, but he's definitely going to have a full career, and he has an opportunity to be number one in a certain team, but it's not really going to work out. Trust me.
Let me say this then. What drivers out of 10. Let's get into the awards. What are we? First of all, let's start with Lando Norris. What are we giving Lando Norris out of 10 this race weekend, where he started P3, he finished P2? You know what I'm saying? What are we saying for Mr. Lando?
I'm gonna give him 8.8.
8.8.
I'm giving him 8.8 because quali, you shouldn't get out qualified by Oscar. I don't care. We have to hold him to high standards. Don't get out qualified by a rookie. But the race puts him at a 9. I'll tell a lie. The race puts him at a 9 because that is outstanding. First of all, overtake your teammate, nearly overtake Max. Get the disadvantage of Oscar having a pit stop under this virtual safety car. Then absolutely catches 7 seconds on him. Then put 17 seconds on his head. Are we listening to what he did? That the race is a 10 out of 10. The race is flawless. He didn't do anything wrong. If he did, I'm telling you right now, if he didn't have the whole Perez situation, he's at least 9 seconds behind Max. He's not 20 seconds behind Max.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Huh? Let's see.
And then that's even more scary because he would have been 27 seconds ahead of Oscar Piastri in a race in the same car.
Because Oscar said that the pace, I wasn't showing my best pace there. Hey, Oscar.
I genuinely believe when I was sitting there, obviously it's early mornings, 6 in the morning, whatever. I genuinely thought something wrong with Oscar's car. Because I could see the time gaps between him and Lando. Lando's 7 seconds behind. Then all of a sudden he's right behind him. Of course he's going to ask for team orders.
Lando's like, excuse me, can we get going, please?
Can we get going? Obviously,
he would have been far, but Checo, and Peter as well, from far down the road, absolutely.
Exactly. Look at that! Look at Alex's comment. 5 temps on Piastri, 6 temps on Leclerc. A lap.
Where's Alex? There he is. 5 temps on Piastri. Big up Alex, by the way. I don't know if I shouted you out today, but big up yourself. 5 temps on Piastri, 6. I mean it's smelly. I mean, look, the people are saying 9s. We're getting 9s out here. Like he's
fantastic.
9.5. You know what I'm saying? 8, 10. 8 on 10 there. How I'm surprised by your criticism of that quali, only because
if he didn't have the right setup, because there's something that kind of I went that Piastri is way quicker on the straight than Norris. So maybe Norris compromised the quality for the race.
And obviously, what's his name?
And it bloody worked.
Oscar got the new upgrade for this weekend. And obviously, we've seen this before, even at Silverstone. When he gets given the upgrade, bang, he's off. He's like, I'll pick up where Lando left off. Because, we can definitely, see where this team can go with these drivers. Lando's getting 9s and 9.5s. You know what I'm saying? He was bossing everybody.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Except Max Verstappen, obviously. I think Dre here has put 9.5 because of the race. Quali was only by, was it 300ths of a second? So, it's margins, but margins. That's what Formula One is about. It is margins. What's it called? In the final form, Piastri better than Lando, buying or selling. Plenty of people saying this now. Listen, we're not.
I'm not getting involved in that. I'm not getting involved in that. Wait, why don't you use the equal sign?
Yeah, exactly.
At this moment in time, Lando's better than Piastri because you don't put 70 seconds on your teammate. Sure. And I think the potential is there with Piastri. His ceiling is limitless. We'll see what happens because we're talking about a driver this is his first season in Formula One. So let's see where he's at in season 2 and season 3. Let's see where he's at because right now I think he's completely got the raw speed. He's basically there with Norris in speed in terms of quality. He now has to learn how to do tire management. He now have to learn the tracks. He has to get that experience. He has to become a little bit more wily and more cerebral in his driving. And then we can see where he's at. But at the end of the day, McLaren have 2 elite drivers and they're both signed up until 2025 and beyond. So I'm here.
We're here for it. What are we saying about Oscar Piastri? By the way, Lando's getting a 9 from me. But yeah, Oscar Piastri, what are we saying?
I'll say, what we're giving an Oscar? He's got a podium. I have to give him a 9. He's a rookie.
He's got a podium. He's got his first podium in.
Only that's podium tax, guys. That's first podium tax. I'm gonna say that right now. He's getting at least a 1 point because it's his first podium.
Absolutely.
If it was just an average, if he had loads of podiums before that, I'd probably give him like a 7.58.
What if he finished
his first
fourth?
podium? It's his first podium. I'm giving him a 9 straight away.
What if he finished 4th?
Then he would get 7.5.
7.5.
You don't finish that much behind your teammate. I'm sorry. Think about it. If that was anybody else, if that was Russell behind Hamilton, everybody they'll be doing a bloody inquest. Saying, why are you 17 seconds behind your teammate? Any other teams, they would be like, there's an inquest. But like I said, he's a rookie. It's his first, he qualified in the front row and he got a podium. So absolutely superb for a rookie.
Yeah, I'm going 9.
The reason why he wasn't that fast is because he's a rookie. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not because of ability.
I hear that. Yeah, that's important. That's very important. We're not saying it on ability. It's purely on the fact that he is a rookie. I mean, listen, a bit, to Cam's point here, race pace matters. It does. It definitely does. I think, but this is a caveat situation. You know them way there. This is the one where we can give a caveat. People are saying 8.5. I can definitely understand that as well. But bro, he qualified P2 in quali. Like over the course of the weekend, I'm sorry, he gets a 9. He's on the podium and he qualified P2.
He has the same amount of podiums as George Russell. He's a rookie. And for significant parts of the season, that Mercedes was better than the McLaren.
Absolutely. So, people are saying 8.5. Guys, Oscar Piastri's got a podium.
His third podium. It's harsh. Give him a 9.
Yeah, we need 9s. Yeah, this is outrageous. I
felt like a proud dad. Them proud dads were like taking the first steps. That's his first podium. I was 100%. Like, good. Happy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, race pace needs to be. I'm saying, race pace can be excused for sure, but I need 9s. Them ones. Alex, talk to us. Norris is getting a 9.5 and Piastri at 8.5. Pit crew. Okay, he's mentioned it. What's the pit crew getting? What were we saying in terms of fastest?
What? We've got both of them in the top 10. Let's give them I'd give them a 7.5 as well. We didn't get the fastest. Ferrari got a 1-2. I need to see us get a 1-2.
Yeah, we need a 1-2. Come on, guys. Let's get this out. What about the strategist overall, man?
I don't think there's any mishaps. I feel like we optimized it as much as we could. So, yeah, the team itself, strategy, whatever, it's quite flawless. So I'll just give them an 8.
Yeah. I think people are getting a 9. People are getting given 9s out there. So I love Oscar. It's tough love. I'm saying, not in the first year. You know what I'm saying?
You might have been stern African dads.
Yeah, they're proper West
man.
African dads. You know the ones there.
So this is not good enough. Why do you get A? Why do you get A star? You got A? I want an A star.
You know the ones. But yeah, Dad, I got into Oxford. Why not Cambridge? What's going on? What? It's like, come on.
100%.
You know the ones there, for sure. Of course, proud dad saying, yeah, team getting a 9. People are saying 9, 9. We're there. We're close, guys. But
what are you saying about Qatar? What are you saying about Qatar?
I'm gonna watch the onboard, as you've mentioned. Look, we're spoiled of pit crew. I'd kidnap that papaya pit crew and swap. I mean, the Mercedes pit crew.
Check this out. For the people that are there, yeah, Mercedes have had 6 top 5 pit stops in 2 years. This is. I swear to you, this is a bottom 3 pit crew. I don't understand what they did. Them man are breathing heavy to even get a 2.2. I don't think they've ever got a 2.2.
They need cardio and strength training. There's no resistance in their pit crew.
Understand? The tires went to 18 inches. Them man fell off. Them man said, "We can't do them weights. We can't stretch that out."
They need to carb up.
Them man are getting DOMs doing. Stop that! Hit the gym, man. Get some creatine. This is a joke, man.
You know what I'm saying? You need a creatine.
I can say that. I can say that because McLaren's got the second best pit crew in Formula 1. I can say that. Sure. You man are not in. You know when they put out that top 10 graphic, Mercedes, them man ain't there. They're never there.
They're not around.
Them man are there. The fastest pit stop they can do is 3 seconds. Us man are doing 1.9, 2 seconds. What's going on here?
I said 3 seconds, I see a 3.3 on a casual pit stop. I'm like, yo, these guys are not serious, man. They're not serious, I'll tell you. Oh, God.
AlphaTauri, Williams, and Alpine are better pit stop crew than them. That's insane. AlphaTauri pit crew is like the reserves for Red Bull pit crew. You're losing to under 19s. That's crazy.
Imagine? Can you imagine? Guys, we'll do this very lastly, right? I'll add this last one on here. Go on, what's the Qatar Grand Prix predictions? Because you mentioned it. You did mention it. People are talking anyway about Qatar.
I think P2, P3.
P2, P3 again.
But closer to Max.
Double podium in Qatar, people are saying. The exact same top 3 in Qatar. You know what I'm saying? Considering that nothing goes wrong. That's another thing as well, by the way. Yeah, because Oscar this year, if it's not one thing, 1 week is something, 1 week is somebody's touching.
Norris got a puncher last time. Norris got a puncher in Qatar last time. I remember I was pissed.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, thank God we were down the front end of the grid because you see what the shenanigans that was going on behind us at the start of the race, the first lap. There was shenanigans going on all around. Debris was still on the track, final lap. You know them all. So
I hope these new upgrades make the car less brittle because we kind of need our car to be like Mercedes titanium because every single time Lewis Hamilton gets touched, the guy's calm. Yeah. The car's fine. But us, you have to retire the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Lando got a puncher last time, I need Max to get a puncher on the same track.
Facts. Just looking back at some of the comments from before, breathing heavy to get 3 seconds. Big up Jay, what's going on? Oh, you're good and well. Yeah, it's shambolic. They said they tried to nerve Red Bull, then shot themselves in the foot. And then so I remember seeing Qatar 21 and thinking it barely had any braking zones, just turns.
It's just high speed. That Mercedes fans, press up.
Yeah,
because you lot were 7th, 10th down in the S's. It's Suzuka, so I don't know how you man are gonna manage in Qatar when the whole track's like that.
Whoa. Yo, people, we got some breaking news. Big up to Jay, keeping the ticker going. Yeah, 200 subscribers. Come on, guys. It's
next stream, I want 300.
We need 300. Listen, for that McLaren win, for that Qatar win, we need 300. You know them ones there. Next race is a sprint race. What do we think about that?
Ooh.
Is that true?
That might come to our benefit a little bit.
It is true. No, it is true. You're right.
That might benefit us because Red Bull need all 3 practice sessions to set up that car, boy.
Aha. Do you think we're ready?
Let's just see what happens. Let's see if we can say, we'll hit the better than him.
Perez out Q1 100%.
Inshallah. There's one car out the way.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, Max Puncher, we need that. You know what I'm saying? Lando win, you know what I'm saying? P1s in free practice, not quali, but progress. Yeah, true.
He might, Max might, if Max wins the if Max wins the championship in the sprint race, he might take Sunday off. Just, all right.
Just rest and
You know what, my mate Lando, let's give him a win.
Reincarnation says, I see a bit of Alonso in Lando and Kimi in Oscar. Okay, so it's kind of
that would be delightful.
Oh, bring in the fields.
Delightful.
Both cars, predictions for Qatar. Both cars in the top 4. If Sergio Perez remembers that he's a Formula 1 driver. If not, double podium yet again. Oh, flipping out.
Don't know.
You guys are dressing. Drea says, Oscar had a new engine in Suzuka, his third, but Lando will need a new one too, and will get a penalty. When will they take that? Right,
don't take it in Qatar.
Don't do it in Qatar. Take it in a place where you can just hold that L. When we're ready to hold the L, take it there. And let it be Vegas. I don't give a damn. Let it be Vegas or wherever, man. But Vegas is far down the road, isn't it? What's the next one? Austin, isn't it? Vegas.
Yeah, let's take out Austin.
We're taking Austin. Yeah, we better hit the ground running, says Musab. We will, man. Don't worry about that. Congrats to Max winning the championship in the sprint race.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild.
Steflo says an extra chance to sneak a P1, maybe. Yeah, listen, Oscar got that podium. Is it called a podium? What do they call the podium in sprint?
I'm counting that as a race win, by the way.
It's a race win. It's a race win, for sure. I said release that Mahad.
That means I gotta go, guys.
Okay,
I gotta go.
Okay, yes. Make sure.
It's never coming out.
Are you guys live? Are you guys live?
No, we're not live. It's gonna be dropping tomorrow, everybody. Don't worry.
Dropping tomorrow. At Pit Stop Fracker. Make sure you go and check that. Listen, guys, we smile, people, because we've come a long way. Yeah. Read it at the bottom there. Double podium at Suzuka. That's not.
Who would have thought? I wouldn't even thought of that. I wouldn't have even thought of that in 21 when the car was good.
Reyes number 1. Don't let them tell you anything different. Anyway, you're done. On that note, people. On that note, people, we will see you in Qatar. You know what I'm saying? It's not next weekend, isn't it? It's the weekend after.
Weekend after. We might do something in between. We never know, guys.
We'll see what happens. Big up to everybody. Drea, people like you, yeah? People like you, Alex, Musab, the crew. There's a lot of you. Amon. There's so many of you who've watched us from the depths.
TSJ awesome. When we're here. P17.
Hades. You know what I'm saying? Who's there? Where you at? You lot watched us from the gates of Hades, bruv. Now we are here looking. We're now looking through the pearly gates, saying, is it our time to enter? Is it our time to enter? Big up yourselves. Big up to Cam as well. Killer Cam, you don't know. Sprint, come on. Listen, let's go. Peace. Guys.
Yeah, J Starship was there.
You were there from day one. So too was many others. Yeah. Listen, we're you know what I'm saying? We had our therapy sessions in the slums. So now we're just gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna eat.
Look, J Starship, she was laughing at us, don't worry. Look, she was there to laugh at us.
Yeah, listen. Yeah.
Do you know what we call that? Karma. Mercedes karma.
You deserve that. But big up everybody who's been watching. Please do tell a friend. McLaren fans, yeah, we need more of them people on this stream. Absolutely. Make sure you smash a like, and we'll be back. Hopefully, we'll be back next week. But if not, we'll definitely be back after
celebrating a Lando Norris win in Qatar.
Celebrating a Lando Norris win in Qatar with Oscar Piastri P2 and fastest lap. Take it easy, people. Until next time, peace.